I didn't think I was alive. I actually thought I was dying. I wanted to get out of the car pretty quickly, but they said, no, you can't. I looked down, I could see my injuries. I was brought up in a Christian family with my mum and dad and my brother. Enjoyed church when I was a kid, but through my teenage years and probably until my late 20s, I decided, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I just sort of lived my own life. I met my husband, Stephen. He wasn't a believer. He was sort of on the fence about everything. And there was one evening my dad rang up my husband pretty much a couple hours before the church service, and he said to him, I'd like you to come and meet the new pastor tonight. Would you come? And my husband couldn't think of an excuse quick enough, and the new pastor of the church had a word for Stephen, my husband, and he said to him that you need to make some huge changes in your life because there's something massive is going to happen very shortly. But my husband at that point, when he did get that word from the pastor, knew there was something real there because he said his heart couldn't stop beating so quickly, and he thought, this is strange. He's never had that feeling before over him. So he knew there was something at that point, that there must be something out there. I had a 4-year-old and 18-month-old boys. We had an awesome trip at Castle Hill Village, so we had a try to surf, and it was filled up with skis and huge suitcases and porta cots at the kids' feet, and it was pretty much an ambulance when my husband said, no, it's your turn to drive, so I hopped in, started driving towards Greta Valley, Kaikoura way, and I just split concentration on the road for a few seconds, and I hit a culvert, and then I rolled the vehicle about 5 times up the road, and we landed about 2 metres away from a car that stopped. All our gear out of our car was gone. It was all up the road for about a few hundred metres. Nothing was left in the car, even the money in the coin tray was gone. We had a porta cot at the bottom of the kids' feet, and the only smashed windows were at the back of the try to surf, and somehow that bounced over the kids' head without hurting them. We had skis at the bottom of their feet, and they somehow popped over their heads without even injuring them. I wanted to get out of the car pretty quickly, but they said, no, you can't. Then I looked down, I could see my injuries that I had there. The public got my kids and my husband out of the car. Thank God, actually, they were uninjured. They weren't touched at all. They kept telling me that they were fine, but I didn't believe them, of course, because I knew that I wasn't right. So I thought I was going to die, so I kept telling God, forgive me all my sins, because I wanted to go to heaven. And then I switched. I said, no, God, I really just want to get through this. I don't care if I'm in a wheelchair. I just want to see my boys grow up. And after that point, I was focusing to keep awake, because I knew I was closing my eyes. It felt very good. I had one guy supporting me. He hopped in the car and supported me. And he kept telling me there were angels around me. I didn't even see his face. He went behind me just to support my neck. And he kept telling me, he kept talking to me. He said, you need to stay awake. He said, there's angels here. There's angels here protecting you and your family. We were out in the country, you know, and we had a doctor on the scene straight away. We had a first aider on the scene straight away. And there was a first aid kit right next to my head, right next to me. But that didn't fly out the window or anything like that. Everything else did, except the first aid kit was right there. And then I was rushed into ICU. I had to be monitored for 24 hours with one nurse. And so I broke my C5, C6. And the surgeon said that my spinal cord was rubbing against my vertebrae. And they warned Stephen that it'd be quite unlikely if she'll be able to walk again. Also fractured about 3 places in my back, fractured my skull, lacerations all over my body, had nerve and tendon damage in my hands. The surgeon said that I am actually a miracle that I'm here, and that walking was another miracle, he said. He said she shouldn't be walking. But God was amazing. He got me through all this time. I was supposed to be in hospital for at least 8 weeks, but I was walking. I had to learn to walk again, and I was out in 2.5 weeks. We had lots of miracles on the way. Even my husband, because he was still sitting on the fence, but when he was in the hospital, he actually did cry out to God. And he said, God, Jennie is yours. You do what you need to do. And God was amazing. He had like the word of the today right next to him. And it was every day from when I was in hospital, it was about having a roller coaster ride. And it was pointed at Stephen every day. He actually had a dream, and he saw these big angel wings around my children in the car. And that was probably first, he's never had dreams like that. And so it was confirmation for him that there are angels there. I don't know, I mean, other things might have happened, but this accident was a very positive for our life. From this accident, he believes in God now, he has a relationship with God now. He's amazing man, and I think for me, having this accident was a positive. It was a positive thing, something I needed, and it probably sounds quite strange for some people, but for me, now I know God is real, because this is not fluke. This is God's looked after me through this time, looked after my family. I mean, they should be injured, from that. We had skis, lethal weapons in our car, and they weren't touched. I was glad that I had all the injuries. I think if any of my kids had the injuries, that would be, for me, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself. But for me, that was important, because now I have a testimony to tell people. I can talk to my friends now that are non-Christians about God and what He's done for me, and they can't say, oh, that was a fluke or anything like that. Because back then, when I was even a teenager, I knew God was real, but I just didn't want a relationship with Him. But no way would I talk to my friends or other family members about God, because I was too scared of what they would say. But now I'm not scared, because I've got proof that He is real.
I hope you experienced the love of Jesus as you watched this video. To see more great content, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and explore our website, fantailstudios.com.